Hello everyone, it is me 241 Cupcake Lover, and I know this video is really late of being uploaded. Because during the time after Otakon 2013, I did make this video, but for some odd reason I was having difficulty uploading videos to the point where I couldn't even upload videos at all to YouTube. And I didn't understand why, and I don't remember why it was. But in the spirit of the fact that Otakon, I'm going to Otakon, and Otakon is in about it's gonna be in about a month and a half from now, or a little more than a month and a half from now. So I wanted to go ahead and just upload this video now of my experience at Otakon 2013. So let's get started. My experience at Otakon 2013, dear God, was probably about the worst time I've ever had, worst experience I ever had at Otakon and at an anime convention in general. Now, mind you, it was not the con's fault. It had nothing to do with the lines, the attendees, or the con staff. It had nothing to do with that. None of those three things caused me to have a bad experience. It was because of a certain friend who caused me problems the entire weekend, except for Sunday. Well, partly Sunday. I don't want to get into a long story, but to sum it up, start off with Friday. Friday started off good. Hung out with my friends. Did what I wanted to do. Till later on, when I get a certain text from my friend saying, "Oh, if you're not back by a certain time, I'm gonna bolt the door and not let you in." So that happened. That night ended with her making a huge rant, making it all about her, and dragging her boyfriend into it. I still got to go to my panel that I wanted to go to, thank God. But the door still ended up being bolted anyways, even before I made it back to my hotel room. Lost a lot of sleep. Didn't get to bed till 4 in the morning. Yeah, and that was because of walking to a certain hotel that my friends were staying at, luckily enough, and they let me spend the night there. Thank God. So, Friday, horrible way to end it. Saturday, not such a great morning. No, it started off bad at first, and then it ended up being good. I went with my friend. I went to a photo shoot he wanted to go to for his favorite anime. And then we went to the gaming room, and then we went to a Legend of Korra panel, which was awesome. Oh my God, it was so cool. And then after that, we ended up going back to my hotel room. We ended up relaxing there. I ended up playing Vanguard with my friend, and my friend, who is no longer my friend anymore, decides she wants to learn how to play Magic, and relaxing. And then I decided we're gonna go back to the convention, and I changed out of my Kigurumi into my Rave outfit early, and I decided I'm gonna go to that there was a panel my friend wanted to go to that was gonna be during the rave, and I was gonna go to the rave that night. So we all ended up going to the rave, got in, we started dancing, and then I had to leave at a certain time. So I left, went to go meet up with my friend, who later on told me oh, panel's canceled, but do you want to come with me to go pick up my friend who's almost here? And I said, sure, no problem. I don't have to be back at the rave till a certain time, so I kind of haha lied to my no longer friend anymore. It doesn't matter anyways, because she lied to my face. Um, but you know, I said no problem, so I just started saying I'm still at that panel, da 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 da. I'm still at that panel, making her think I'm still at the panel. Um, when actually we're in his car and we're picking up his friend, which took a while, but we finally picked him up, which was actually his friend. We ended up being good buddies that convention, especially on Sunday. So because of that little situation, I made a new friend. Um, which by the way, we were very close. Oh yeah, we are very close now. Um, so that happened. I got back to the con. We ended up going in the gaming room, and then I'm like, oh crap, I need to go to the rave. So I went to the line, and I'm like, crap, the line's so long. I'm gonna wait till it dies down. And then I started looking at the time, like, wait a minute, the rave ends at 2. Well, it's getting closer and closer, so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna wait through that line. So that's what I did, and then I told my ex-friend, that I'm back in the line, but the line is taking forever for me to get inside. So I was there for quite some time. Luckily enough, someone decided to shoot photos on top of the ceiling for us to look at. So it was like a mini slideshow. So that kind of like distracted us, and it did distract us. They were right in front of me too, but yeah, it was a good distraction, good way to pass time. And I finally got in, and met up with them, and we just ended up dancing the night away till a certain raver. I don't know who he was, but he smelled. Dear God, he smelled of alcohol. So that wasn't fun. He ended up dancing with me for some odd reason. I was trying to get away, and he wouldn't leave me alone, even when I said, "Oh, I have a boyfriend," and that person over there is my boyfriend. When in reality, it wasn't. I just kind of like had to lie and say that my friend there was my boyfriend, so he could get away from that person who was that raver would get away from me. But that didn't work, and it was making me uncomfortable because he was like touching me everywhere, and it's like, I don't like this. I didn't even dress like scantily. I was like wearing a normal rave outfit. I don't know what happened. So finally, after a song ended, he like finally left me alone, and then he let me go. And then I looked, turned, and I saw my other friend who happened to be there that I didn't know he was gonna be there. I'm like, oh my God, and I freaked out, and I ran up to him and I hugged him, and I'm like, oh my God. I was so happy to see him. It was a good distraction to get away from that creepy raver guy. But also I got to hang out with him, and then rave ended. We left. I told them I would meet up with them back at the hotel room. I was gonna hang out for a little bit longer here, or actually I kind of lied and said I lost my ticket to get my bag when really I didn't. When my friend found it back on the dance floor, back in the room where the rave was, he found it, but I just kind of kept lying and saying, we're still looking, we're still looking, we're still looking. So that got me a chance to hang out with my friend for a little bit longer that I hadn't seen in like God knows how long. I also got to hang out with my other friend who we ended up going outside. I saw a cosplay from Cardfight Vanguard, which, oh my gosh, she was so cool, which then led to someone challenging me to a card fight, which it ended up being so epic because everybody started crowding around us and making sound effects as we were playing. And I don't know how I did this. I don't know how this happened. I ended up winning. I ended up winning against someone else I didn't even know. But oh my God, it was so epic. And I just shook his hand. I'm like, oh my God, That was so cool. Thank you so much. It was awesome. I still can't get over how awesome it was. I ended up winning against someone else, so that was really cool. Awesome. My deck wasn't even finished either. It was an unfinished deck. Um, so that happened later on. Miyazaki, uh, you know, walked with us, and we ended up finding because she said that she had a Kai with her, and sure enough, there was a Kai. I got the picture. I'm like, oh my god, Randall's gonna be so jealous. And so me and my friend started walking back to my hotel room. He was gonna walk me back to my hotel room, which was very nice of him. And he was like, oh, I'm gonna head back to my apartment after that. I'm like, oh, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're gonna stay in my hotel room for the night because I'm not allowing you to walk by yourself in Baltimore at this late at night, it was after 3 in the morning. No, 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 no. Was not gonna have that. So he ended up staying the night in my hotel room on the floor. I gave him a pillow. I gave him a blanket. That luckily enough, I brought my throw blanket just in case I got cold, because knowing me, I get cold easily. So he actually had a sweatshirt for a pillow, and I gave him the blanket, and he just used the blanket. And we went to bed, and then we woke up the next morning, and it was Sunday, and I'm like, I don't know what to do for today. I don't know what to wear for today. I didn't really have anything planned for that day. So I guess I just ended up wearing my kigurumi, and that morning, that day was fun. We started packing up. I made plans to catch a ride home with my friend instead of riding home with my ex friend because I didn't want to deal with her, and I wanted to stay longer at the con because they were gonna go straight home after they were done packing. So I left with my friend. I said goodbye to them. We went back to the convention. Met up with my other friend, who actually wanted me to go to a panel with him, a certain panel that morning. So I did. We went to a Digimon panel, which led to, right after that, a Digimon photo shoot, which was so funny and ironic. And my friend was like freaking out so bad because he loves Digimon. So we ended up doing that. Took lots of pictures. He had to use my phone for pictures as well, which I'm like, oh my god, because he started running out of room for photos on his phone. So that happened, and then we were done taking pictures at the Digimon photo shoot. So we just started walking around, hanging out, and then we just decided to go back to his hotel room where everybody else was because nothing else was open. Everything was closing up, packing up. There was nothing else to do. So we went back to their hotel room, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this convention's over. I already started having con depression. And we ended up hanging out there. I was tired. I was still so tired from the past 2 days. So I was deciding I was going to take a little bit of a nap while my friend and my other friend decided to play Vanguard. And then I met another friend who was staying in their hotel room, who he ended up saying that he was friends with my boyfriend. Well, no, ex-boyfriend, but boyfriend at the time. And I'm like, oh yeah, and he started saying that apparently he was hitting on this other girl after she just broke up, her boyfriend just broke up with her. And when I found this out, I didn't want to believe it, but I kind of did. And I started crying. I literally was to the point where it wasn't normal crying for me. I literally just started crying slowly. I didn't make a sound. I just looked down and it looked like I was dead with my eyes open. That's how depressed I felt. And it was to the point where I literally passed out from all this stress, all this depression. It caused me to pass out. And I ended up, laying there, and then that same friend came back downstairs, and he started apologizing for, saying that. I mean, he didn't say it wasn't true or anything. He just was saying sorry because, it hurt me. It cost me emotions. So he apologized for that. I'm like, you know what? I'm sick of this bullshit. So I decided I was gonna break up with my boyfriend at that time. And everyone was like, oh my god, finally. Everyone was freaking out. Everyone was giving me high fives. Everyone was hugging me. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. And, we start heading back, and when we finally make it back to my place, my boyfriend happened to be there. Actually, I found out before I got there that my boyfriend was gonna be there, and I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna be there. I've never broken up with someone in person before. I don't know what to do. And I literally was freaking out and hyperventilating to the point I started having an anxiety attack. It was so bad. This anxiety attack lasted for 2 hours. 2 hours long. Sadly enough, that wasn't the day I broke up with my boyfriend. Thank God. But anyways, overall, because of that certain friend, I had a terrible experience at Otakon. It was the worst. It caused so much stress, so much drama for me, that it caused me to have an anxiety attack at the end of that convention. So, other than that stupid drama that was so unnecessary, other than that, I had a fun time. I liked the rave. I liked the gaming room. I got to see a lot of awesome cosplays, including at least 4 Cardfight Vanguard cosplays. So that made me happy to see that. But I only went to one panel or 2 panels. Panels were fun. I spent money on food in the convention stupidly. Spent $5 or $7, can't remember which, but it wasn't worth it. The food started tasting gross, actually. It wasn't very good. I mean, it was something to eat, but it wasn't very good. So I ended up tossing it. Waste of money, might I add. That was such a waste of money. So don't ever buy the food at the convention. But other than that, I had a really, really fun time at the convention. I did. So overall, it was okay. It wasn't the best experience, but it was okay. So luckily enough, hopefully this Otakon will make up for last Otakon, because my friend isn't that so-called friend is no longer my friend anymore, and she's probably not going to be there, and I'm not going to be running into her or dealing with her. So it's gonna make up for this. I'm gonna have a good convention. There's not gonna be any drama. It's gonna be plain out fun, and I'm already planning out my stuff. Still planning out my cosplay. So that video hopefully will be up soon. But my next video that you will be seeing, I'm debating whether to film it tonight or film it another day, because it's almost 12:30. But I want to do my next video will be my opinion, not just my opinion on the show itself, but on a certain person. And that show is Heroes of Cosplay, and that person is Yaya Han. So stay tuned to hear my lovely opinion on both of them, but more so on Yaya Han. So, anyways, thank you for watching, and sorry this is really late being uploaded again, but see you in the next video. Alright, bye!